So do you prefer like being in the studio, making a beat with an artist, or rather just send one out or something like that? Or do you prefer being in the studio and just literally catching a vibe with them?
Oh yeah, every time. I don't, as I said, obviously I don't email beats out and that, so I make my beats for them sessions. And I'm a session guy. Like, I only get my placements really in my own sessions. So you come and you vibe.
Yeah, because you also record what's called like artists as well, and mix for them.
Yeah, exactly. So when artists jump on my beats, I want to be recording it, or I want someone that I know sick. So there's a lot of sick people there, but there's a lot of times as well where you come and there's an engineer, and because I say I'm a good engineer. Sometimes when the engineer's doing certain things, it's a bit like you kind of sat there like, I want to do this myself. But it is nice to sit back sometimes. But I like just being hands-on. I like to be busy. I'm ADHD, so...
Yeah. So would you say that's like a good in for producers if they want to get placements and everything like that?
Bro,
just learn engineering as well.
Bro, that's how I came up, was from engineering, and a lot of others I know came up through engineering as well. So for me, if anyone asks me for advice or goes like, how did you get to the place you are with the people around you and all this, I say it all came from engineering, because it did. That's how I met my manager. That's how I met a lot of artists and producers, and and then eventually you get to a point where, let's say now for me, I've taken a step back from that now, so I'm doing more way more beats. Like, beats is the main thing. I'm also mixing and mastering, and then I'll record when I need to. Do you know what I mean? But because I'm doing the other stuff now, I can step away from that, because recording can be long, and I feel like engineers as well, at times you get treated differently. Like,
what do you think?
Definitely, yeah. There's there's times where
like a respect level, or
and this is something I saw the other day, and I was speaking to some guys about, is even if you're a producer and you've come into the room as an engineer, but they even if you've worked with them, sometimes if you worked with the artists and they know you're a sick producer, but you've come in now as an engineer, and then you've got producers there. So for me, if I get called up, we need you to record today, but there's producers there. There's instantly this kind of
tension.
Not tension. It's just this kind of like, you just get treated a little bit differently, if that makes sense. So that's why as well, sometimes it can be...
Do you feel like separated from the producers when you're in that room, when you've come in to record?
No, not the producers, not even the artists, but there's just times where... Actually, that's a bad example. Let's say I walk into a room, and I don't know the artist, and I'm the engineer to them. There instantly will be... You won't get treated the same.
Okay,
but I kind of get it, because... even times when you're making the music with them, you made the beat, obviously you're going to connect through that process of you've made the beat, they're rapping on it, they're singing on it, whatever it is, and then at the end it's like that's your product with them. So I get you've got that instant thing when you're just the engineer in it, you're there to do your job, and then you leave when it's done. It's not like you're building from that. But then also you can record with certain artists and build a mad relationship, which has happened with certain people, and then it can go on to be something bigger, and then you get your beat cuts, and they start, because even the thing level of trust in it, you can record a few times with an artist, and then you say, do you want to hear some beats? They're going, well, you make beats. Obviously show me some beats. You're going, okay, but you're thinking, obviously, how would they know? Because I've never said that, I've never put that forward. So
you never spoke out loud about you make beats as well.
Yeah, but that's because you don't want to in it, because you're in a session, let's say, with producers. You
don't think you're forcing it, like.
Yeah, and also if the producers are there to make a song, it's bad. It's a bad thing to be like, I make beats, by the way. The producer's in the room who's been called up for the day to work. They're gonna look at you like,
chill.
Like, this is.
Has happened to you as well?
It's happened to everyone, bro. I bet you every producer that does sessions and is doing their thing, and done a lot of sessions, has definitely probably had that. I mean, there's been times where even I've had engineering sessions, and you're making the beat, and you walk out for a sec, you come back and they've added some stuff, and you're thinking, like, shit, like.
Swear.
But it's not a bad thing, I'm open anyway, so if someone did that and it's hard, I'll be like, come on, keep going. But there's other times where, and I've heard a couple friends say the same thing, where they're like, maybe don't do that. And for me, I'd never do that, but it's all just studio etiquette, innit? Like,